anyone can become successful at anything. And they are saying that success is about a pattern of what? Habits, the things that we do every day. So the idea is that if you can change your habits, then you can change your what? Your success. Am I right? Imagine you went to the gym every day for the next 1 year. What kind of body would you have? 6 packs, maybe. You know what I'm talking about? It is habits. What if every day you woke up, drank a glass of yogurt, then at lunch you ate all the fatty foods and cake for 1 year? What would happen? You see that? What if for the next 1 year, every day you read a chapter of a very good book. That book gets finished, to read another one in the same subject. Knowledgeable in that subject? Are we together? So basically, and today I want you to tell yourself, what if I do this? What if I do particular activities for the next 1 year, for the next 5 years, for the next 10 years? What if? What if you are so serious for the next 5 years? What if you did one video every day and posted it on TikTok talking about health for the next 5 years? What if? You know what I'm talking about? What if every day you just called 5 prospects and telling them you have a great opportunity, I want them to be part of it? What if? So those what ifs are true. Are we together? The thing is that there's also the human nature, the way God created you and me. God created us in a way that we want to be comfortable. Are we together? I think it's not just even human beings. It's everything that is living. Every living thing is designed in such a way that it wants to be comfortable. A plant, you deny it sunlight and oxygen, it may wither. Are we together? A fish, you get it out of water, its no modern environment, it will probably die. A human being, they may tell you to stand up for about 30 minutes, you start complaining. 1 hour, you are crying. 2 hours, you know what I'm talking about. So basically, there is a level of discomfort we don't want to go through as human beings. Now, it looks like those people who eventually become successful have a level of endurance that they can endure uncomfortable environments over a long period of what? Of time. But God is also a very interesting artist because he also created something called adaptability. Can you say adaptability? Can you say adaptability? It looks like if I run from here to Wandegea, I will be panting and I will be very uncomfortable. It looks like if I do it again tomorrow, I'll still be uncomfortable. If I do it again, I'll still be uncomfortable. And everything is telling me stop. Everything is telling me quit. Everything is telling me you are tired. But also it looks like if I do it for the next 90 days, I will instead start enjoying it. Are we together? And I will not sweat anymore. I will not haha anymore. I will not pant anymore. So now, we are called upon to push ourselves so much until our system endures. Are we together? And it endures. I know that some of us are now very used to waking up early in the morning to come for sale. Are we together? I come here and I find many people. It looks like even if you are not, maybe for some reason, Budu is not open, and you just naturally get out of bed. Am I right? Because the body is what? Is used. So it's true that God designed us in such a way that we become comfortable with comfort, but the same creator designed us in such a way that we can actually adapt. We can actually become new people. Am I talking to someone? Yes. And it's not only in human beings, it looks like it's almost in every living thing. For example, some of the products where we make the supplements, particularly anti-aging products, where we get coenzyme Q10, and where we get products like resveratrol and all that, these are plants that are born. They survive in harsh conditions, in deserts, underwater, they grow on rocks, such plants. Now, they never used to be like that. If you look at their history, for many of those plants, they found themselves in an environment where the environments were very harsh. And after that, they started creating or producing some kind of, for lack of a better word, antibodies or whatever it is, a defense system. And because of that, they can endure harsh conditions. And that's why when scientists test them, they have some elements in them that have been created to endure, and that's why we get them as anti-aging. Am I talking to someone? Even the animals, for example, there are animals like camels, which over time have adapted to, living in very hot environments like the what? Like the deserts. But also, let's even leave those animals alone. I want you to imagine, a dog. Let's look at a dog. A dog that is treated as a pet somewhere in your home, and a dog which is somewhere in the village. You notice they're all what? Dogs. But the adaptability is what? Is different. We had a dog at home. It could not even eat a rat. Can you imagine? A whole dog. And yet dogs are meant to even eat bigger things. Look at cows. There are cows which are zero grazed. And people say they are breeds. No. Eventually they keep on adopting. But then we also have cows like the Ankole cows, which move from Tungamo to Ankole to Bududa and all these places, and you can imagine. So basically, we can endure and we can adapt. Tell neighbor, I can adapt. Tell neighbor, I can adapt. But you have to pass a level of endurance. Call it the freezing what? Point. Call it the boiling what? Point. Call it the quitting point. You have to go past the quitting what? Point. That if you surpass that, now you enter into the endurance what? Phase. And that's what we are going to discuss today. How many of us are ready to go beyond the quitting point? Put up your hands straight and high. Aha. That is wonderful. Has it worked by itself? It looks like it needs pressing. We have just bought a new clicker, but this one won't work clearly. Isn't it? Hey, wait, Hassan. Maybe when I point up, it works. Looks like it works when I point up, right? But if I point that side, it doesn't work. If I point up, oh, interesting. So if I point up, it kind of works. Anyway, it's by chance, but it looks like when you point up, it works. Okay, let us look at this. Introduction, developing success habits. First of all, we are saying that success is all about what? Behavior. Tell them about success is behavior. Success is behavior. If you can behave a certain way, then you can attract certain what? Success. The other day I was dissing John Bosco. And I said he's the most unlikely person to sell products, to create CVs. But I think why he's selling CVs, it's because he's behaving in a particular what? Way. Am I right? So the moment you behave in a particular way, then you are able to attract what? Success. Now, because success, behavior repeated over time becomes habit. Are we together? Behavior repeated over time becomes what? Habit. Now, before something becomes a habit, there are many chances of quitting. Are we together? So I want you to endure so much until your behavior now becomes a what? A habit. You know what I'm talking about? Very, very interesting. Now, but particular habits, particular what? Habits, repeated consistently produce particular what? Results. Repeated consistently produce particular what? Habits. Both in the negative and also in the what? Positive. That's why I say, no matter how successful a person is here at OQATA, Hamson is our top one, right? Our reigning top one. If he stopped doing the habits that took him there, we are going to pass him. Are we together? We're going to do what? To pass him. And then we say, hey, are we together? He becomes history. But also, as long as all of us, we keep on doing probably what he did, we shall become successful. So your results are reflections of your habits. Now we are going to talk about some of these ones. The point here is that skill does not guarantee success, of course, but behavior guarantees what? Skill. I'll repeat again. Skill does not guarantee success. No one can say, I'm already skillful. Even if I don't do, I will still remain successful. I gave you an example of Cristiano Ronaldo and who? And Rooney. Are we together? Both of them are very skilled. Now, one keeps on nurturing his skill. The other one stops nurturing his what? Skill. Yeah, he's still good, but eventually the success rate is very, very significant. Now, then also, let us look at this. But for skill produce results, it must be combined with success what? Habits. For skill to produce results, it must be combined with success what? Habits. And that is very, very what? Important. You know of kids who used to be in school, we used to call them natural. Natural, you know those naturals? They don't read, but they pass. Am I right? But it's not necessary that they used to be number one. You cannot become number one consistently without what? Reading. Are we together? But those who have skill, they have the natural, but then they add on success habits, eventually they can become successful. So the bitter truth is that what is failing people is not lack of skill. They are breaking the universal laws of what? Of success. I'll repeat again. What is stopping people from becoming successful is not lack of what? Skill. What is stopping people is that they are breaking the universal laws of success. Tell your neighbor, stop breaking the universal laws of success. Tell yourself, I will obey the universal laws of success. Again, I will obey the universal laws of success. And if I obey the universal laws of success, I will become successful. Now, those are the ones we are going to discuss. But just before we get into that, what are these universal laws of success? Let us look at them. First of all, they are the principles that work for everyone. These are principles that do not change. They don't what? Change. The same laws that were followed by John D. Rockefeller are the ones that are being followed. The ones that not Mutasa, but who? Yes, Mutasa Kafero followed are the same ones. I don't know the people who used to be the rich ones during the times of the colonial rule. Maybe they also followed the what? The same. The principles do not change. The principles don't care about your weakness. Are we together? And that's a very good thing. They don't care about your what? Weakness. There's a guy, he's called Noah Lyons. Who knows a person called Noah Lyons? He's a sprinter. He sprints 100 kilometers and 200 kilometers. He is an American. Anyone who watch Olympics, that black guy, Noah Lyles? Do you know that Noah Lyles, when he was young, up to the age maybe of 6 or 7, maybe even up to 10, he had asthma. Now, asthma and sprinting cannot be in the same sentence. Are we together? But he was crazily weak. But he followed the universal laws of success, which we are going to talk about. And over there he is. How many of us know people who are born from very poor families, poor backgrounds, and they have become successful? Am I right? It is because the weakness, they nurtured it. But we have also seen people who have come from very successful backgrounds and somehow they break the laws. There's a guy, he's a Muchiga. He takes photos, but maybe I think for him he's sick. But he used to be a footballer, a keeper probably, out together, but has now become so big. Maybe probably because of breaking the universal laws of what? Of success. It does not care about your comparative advantage. Can you say comparative advantage? Comparative advantage is when you joined OQATA earlier than others. You have a comparative advantage. Comparative advantage is when you are above others. You are an upline to others, so you have a comparative advantage over them. While they're starting from zero, you have already a serious leg. That's a comparative advantage. Are we together? Comparative advantage could be so many advantages that you have. I don't know, so many things. I am educated, I am beautiful, I am handsome. Like, for example, honestly, there are some faces, the moment they post, oh, we are selling, oh, the respirator, people will buy. Like, we have to accept some of these things. They have a comparative what? Advantage. Are we together? If Lavio Tumasime got a product and said, I'm selling, oh, Zari, most likely they will get a lot of likes. Am I talking to someone? Maybe. So they have a comparative what? Advantage. But that comparative advantage does not give a what? A damn. Are we together? It says, even if with that one, you break the universal laws of success, I will not reward you. Is that fair? Now there are also comparative disadvantages. Comparative what? Disadvantages. And probably all of us have our own disadvantages. And sometimes maybe you're looking at your disadvantage, your weakness, and all other people's strengths and their weaknesses. And then you are saying, me, I am not successful because of this. Comparative advantage is America. When I'm an American and I produce a product, most likely I can sell it all over the world. But are there American billionaires? The answer is what? Yes. Are there American poor people? The answer is what? Yes. They live on the street. As in the UK, and I found people on the street, and they were begging me, and when they were begging me, I'm like, okay, yeah, beg, please, beg. Are we together? As a colonizer, beg even more. Are we together? Hey. And I would say, follow me as you beg. Then I'm moving like this. Are we together? So they have their own comparative advantages, but those ones, the poorest country they say is Burundi. And the richest country they say is America. Are we together? There are Burundians who are living in paradise. Are we together? And there are also a lot of Americans and a lot of Chinese have been to China, and they are beggars. Are we together? People you give like an equivalent of 2,000 Ugandan shillings, and oh my goodness, they kneel and they appreciate you as if you have given them gold. You know what I'm talking about? It happens. So these comparative advantages do not care. Well, those comparative advantages, if you have it and you use it aggressively, you are unstoppable. Like the Americans who have worked so hard, they have become, we are soon getting a trillionaire, Elon Musk. Are we together? He has the advantage, but he has added on the principles of what? Of success. You know what I'm talking about? Look at the musicians in America, people like Jay-Z. They have all become billionaires. Jay-Z is a billionaire. This Kagalo, Taylor Swift is a billionaire. All their influencers are billionaires. They have a comparative what? Advantage, which they have used. But then I also know many people who are celebrities in those countries, and they are being kicked out of their homes. Yet they sang hit songs. You know what I'm talking about? So principles of success will always follow. Don't care about some particular things. Now let us continue and we see. Okay, this thing here will shame us. OQATA says quality, but this one is not quality. Huh? Okay, the same laws apply to all people, no matter the age, no matter the location, no matter the profession, no matter the what? The sex. Tell your neighbor the ground is leveled. Tell your neighbor the ground is leveled. The ground eventually is leveled. Are we together? It is simple. If you break the laws, you pay the what? If you follow the laws, you reap the what? The reward. It is very simple. What are these laws? Like I said, these are normal things which we are going to discuss. 10 of them. The first one is the law of vision. Can you say the law of vision? The law of vision. How many of us have written goals somewhere? You have a set of goals written somewhere, and they are your goals. Put up your hand. Friends, if you don't have goals written anywhere, there's a problem. Please go and write them. And some of us wrote them, but you don't even remember them. You don't know them. Currently, if I ask you what you want and you don't know, there's a problem. This one I can tell you from my own personal experience. This is the law I live. This one I live it every day. Every morning, the moment I reach office, I open my laptop and I read my goals. And they have never been boring. Are we together? I read them. Intentionality is very, very important. If you can have a goal card, much better. If you can have your goals on your phone and you read them over and over and over and over and over and over again, is very important. Are we together? I even have what they call a dream chart. I have it in my office. When I sit, I be looking at it. Then I also have it in my bedroom. The side of the bed where I wake up from, my thing is there, pinned there. I've kept on reading that thing. And then I discovered everyone who ever became successful, somewhere, somehow, all the books I've read, they have talked about what? Goals and dreams. Are we together? So you must have a dream. Or you must have a what? A vision. You cannot achieve what you cannot see. Today I'm going to ask you, what is your vision? What is your vision? And if you are in this class today and you cannot answer me what your vision is, you're already breaking the first law of universal law of success. What's your vision? There used to be a man called Martin Luther King Jr. He said, I have a what? A dream. What is your vision? If you wake up Elon Musk today and you tell him, where do you see Tesla? He will answer you, he will not say, If you walk to Mandela, this one of Cafe Javas and Mandela Mirrors, and ask him, where is Mandela Mirrors going in the next 5 years? He will not be second guessing. He knows. How about you Limited? Elias Mohozi Limited, that's your company. Am I right? Or your name? What is your name? Sebuma and Sons Limited. Are you together? What about that company that is you? Where are you going? Is it clear? Do you know what you want? Have you written it down? Are your intentions clear? And some of us are church goers, and I love church goers. You go and you say, God bless me. Bless you how? I bless you with a husband, I bless you with children, I bless you with the money, bless you with a car, I give you rain. Are you a farmer? What do you want? Am I talking to someone? It must be clear. You cannot be vague. What do you want? Now, the best way to make clear what you want, indeed, is to write it down, and indeed is to keep on looking at it every day, looking at it every day, looking at it every day. Part of the system, I think we don't do it, but we should do it. Every morning, we should be given an opportunity in ourselves, that's what I wrote down, to read your goal card even for 5 minutes. Every Saturday, is supposed to tell everyone, please read your goal card for 5 minutes. The moment you practice only that habit, oh my goodness, you're going to change your fortune forever. Being very clear. Now, for a dream to come true, you must have a dream. People only quit when the dream is not alive. Are we together? And as a matter of fact, this has happened to many professionals, even those we respect. You've seen people creating songs, and they make one song, we call them one-hit wonders. That means the skill is what? Is there. But they keep on breaking the universal laws of what? Of success. For example, honestly, why isn't Chaga as successful as Chameleon and Baby Cool and Bobby Wine? I think he sang very good songs. What about Caesar Man? That guy was skilled. He sang Angela. He sang so many of these other songs that I know. How come? Are we together? Probably he produced 1, 2 songs. He started breaking the universal laws of what? Of success. And then it left him where? Behind. Are we together? Tell anybody not to break the laws. So there must be a what? A dream. That you cannot remain in bed because you feel that there must be something using you. Are we together? There must be something doing what? Using you. Now we go to the other one, which is the law of responsibility. The law of responsibility. I've said there must be something using you, and people looked at me with very bad eyes. Okay, this is what I mean. The moment you see the brain of human beings, mine and yours, it is wired in such a way that it only reacts when there's a stimulus. Now, the stimulus can be a painful stimulus. Like, for example, if I am broke and my landlord is chasing me out of the house, I will do whatever I can to make sure that I can pay. I gave you my story of how my landlord closed me out of the house for 3 days. Are we together? That kind of thing. My children, especially I love parents here, it is school fees time. We get the money. We always get it. Over you borrow, over you do whatever, over you call someone you fear, over you do whatever, over you sell something, you get. Are we together? Now, maybe not all of us are parents, but for sure, I know that many of us have been through the school system. The whole time you are not reading. Every time you open the book, over you feel how? The eyes are paining, things are not entering the head. But the night before the exam, how come? How come? All of us have been in a situation whereby someone is demanding you. And honestly, you don't have money. Even pray. God, I'm fasting. But I don't have money. I'm fasting, I don't have money. The moment they say, we are picking you. Where does the money come from? So I think that when you put your mind in a situation, are we together, where something is using you, you are always going to do what? To achieve it. That's what happens. Now, in this case, it can be positive stimuli, which is a dream. The second one is the law of responsibility. The law of responsibility says that those who succeed at massive levels, tell neighbor, massive levels. Those who succeed at massive levels take responsibility for their success or failure. If there's anyone here who's still doing the business, who is still doing their upline. You're not doing the business, but you're doing your upline. My upline give me spillover. My upline is the one to train me. My upline has not yet told me. My upline has not yet trained me. My upline has not yet. Forget massive what? Success. Me, all my downlines have not. I met a girl, very nice girl, and she said, me, I quit because the people I brought quit. What are you talking about? I told her no wonder they quit. They didn't deserve an upline like her. So there must be 100% what? This analogy that I am working for my upline, it's the worst thing you can ever do to yourself. Are we together? Or the analogy of I'm working for the company, it is the worst thing you can ever do to yourself. Because you're working for who? For you. And I've trained my staff like this. I tell them, I hope they hear. But when I'm in a staff meeting, I tell them that when you're working, it should not be about the company or the supervisor. When you're working, do your best for two reasons. One, it makes God happy. But it is when you do your best at whatever level it is, that opportunities begin to do what? To open. If we're looking for someone to promote, am I right? Do you go to the lazy one or you go to the hardworking one? Am I talking to someone? I tell them that one day you're going to be running your own businesses. And then you'll need a level of commitment. But if you didn't create habits, are we together? If you didn't create what? Habits. That waking up early, being committed, being disciplined, reporting on time and all that, then at a point when you most need it, it will not do what? Happen. Am I talking to someone? So always know you are working for who? For yourself. Have the attitude that if it is to be, it's up to who? To me. They recognize that these successful people recognize the support system around them, but they take full what? Responsibility. By the way, some of these billionaires, I was reading a biography, and I think I've seen it, of Rockefeller. Rockefeller, he, first of all, made a lot of his money in the oil industry. And during that time, the oil industry, nowadays we call it fuel industry, but you can also call it the oil industry, was very disorganized in the USA. Then he felt that God, can you understand that? He felt that God had ordained him to make sure he organizes the oil industry of America. And he started buying every refinery. Some of them would even probably make them collapse, because he felt that this industry deserves someone with an understanding who is like me. You know what I'm talking about? People like Elon Musk, they feel that they have a level of responsibility to this world, to this nation, to their nations, all together. They have a level of responsibility that's beyond them. That if anyone is going to change their industry, it is about who? Them. I want you to have the responsibility. And I used to have that when I was networking. I said, if I don't be serious, this company will collapse. You know what I'm talking about? Of course, it's not true that if I'm not serious, maybe they come. But I felt that I had a level of what? Responsibility. If I was not in the presentation, I felt that there's something that is missing. I knew that there was a level of responsibility that I owed to, to so many people. To the company, to my downlines, to the distributors, even to God who gave me the opportunity. I owed him the responsibility to be very serious with it. You know what I'm talking about? So even us, it is our what? Responsibility. Are we together? It is the Mugugu, the Lord, that has been put on your head, and you must deliver it. Are we together? It is your responsibility. It's your responsibility to your children that you become successful. Are we together? It's your responsibility to your loved ones that you become what? Successful. It's your responsibility to this nation that you become what? Successful. It's your responsibility to God that gave you the talents to become what? Successful. It is a responsibility. Are we together? Tell neighbor, it is your responsibility. So these laws are very, very deep if we are to really go into them. So the moment you take responsibility is the moment your life does what? Changes. The other one is the law of consistency. The law of consistency. No matter what industry you are in, you must take responsibility, you must dream big, you must be consistent. Success is not built in one day, but success is built when? Daily. And it takes time. Let us say that one together. Success is not built in one day. Success is built daily. And it takes what? Time. Let me add on. It takes a long time. I'll repeat. Let us repeat it and add the word long time. Success is not built in one day. It is built daily. And it takes a long time. You can only become successful once you fall in love with the fact that success will take a long time. May you know, I've set a goal that by 2040, that's when I will be successful. That's what I put in my head. So up to 2040, for all those years, I'll be working. And even when I reach 2040, I think I'll add on until I reach 60 years. So I'm going to wake up daily for 60 years. Are we together? My family will miss me for 60, up to 60 years. Yes. Are we together? It takes a long what? Okay. Because I've not seen anyone resting. So you must fall in love with the fact that success takes a long. Success takes a long time. Success is boring repetition. Same actions there, even when you don't feel like it. When you know it takes a long time, then you know you are in for a long ride. You put on your seatbelt. Can you put on your seatbelt? Tell neighbor, put on your seatbelt. I want everyone to put on their seatbelt. Put on your seatbelt. It's going to take a long time. And I'm talking about sustainable what? Success. You're going to enjoy the fruits of success. You're going to drive good cars. You're going to live in good houses. You're going to take your children to very good schools. You're going to have the things money can buy. But sustainable success will take a long what? Time. Whereby people say, Oriyo mukyala mugaga nnyo. Are we together? Jennifer oli yayiseewo bannange, wuyo yayiseewo, wuyo. Takes a long time. I want you to imagine Jessica Kayanja passes. Everyone says, oh, that's Jessica, that's Jessica. But she has been in for a long time. Are we together? She has been in for a long period of what? Of time. So recognizable success takes a long period of what? Of time. Over they tell you, that is Amina. That's Madame Nabukela. Nabukela uya ayiseewo. You feel that, omugaga akoze ki? Ogenda okuwulira nga esente zikola ki? The man is smelling, you wonder, ki ekiwunya wano sente? Kumbe Amina is the one who has passed. no matter how good you are, the moment you don't have a long time, that success is not what? Sustainable. Are we together? It's not what? Sustainable. And we have explained so many factors. Rich people, but the best is celebrities. They do what they do for a short period of time. They get some success. Then they think they have what? Success. It takes a long what? Time. I think a guy like Joshua Baraka, he can become like the next Jay-Z's and what have you. He's really, really good. Now, the law of delayed gratification. There's also this one here. Number 4. The law of delayed gratification. I think half of my training I've spent it trying to figure out this clicker. Oh my goodness. You must sacrifice today to enjoy when? Tomorrow. Many people want success fast, then they become serious later. You've seen those people. Banange nemarafuka brass. Nemarafukani? They even make those African sounds. Bana nebampa esedengeza sudia. When Rajiv died, and may his soul rest in peace, you would find people, they're in the back, they are drinking themselves silly. But I say, but if, like, for example, Masudu's son, what would I be looking for? They are judging him. You know what I'm talking about? Kumbe, they are probably doing the same what? The same thing. So, many people are what they call human havings. Can you say human havings? They want to have first before they be. But we are human what? Beings. We must be before we do what? We have. I want you to imagine. They gave you the fortune of Patrick Vitature. How serious would you be? Very serious, am I right? Now, for you to have the fortune of Vitature, behave like how you would be if you had his what? Fortune. If you can't delay pleasure, you can't create what? Success. Delayed gratification. Knowing that fun is there, but what is important right now. I've not said you not enjoy. Please enjoy. Not at the wrong time. When I was building the visionaries, we used to have a restaurant that was down there on the second floor. And some of the leaders will tell you, if I dare find you, Manange, I used to be a very tough apply. If I dare find you downstairs, as we are training you, you are eating food. Are we together? You would tell me. Because I want us to be very serious. There's time for everything. And I think that's one of the greatest teachings in the Bible. Am I right? There's time for everything. There's time to plant. There's time to do what? To harvest. Knowing time for everything is very important. There's time to work. There's time to enjoy. Are we together? There's time for watching Man U, and also the time for whatever, for working. So when I used to watch Manchester United, up now I support them, and you can see what they are doing. Very great team. No, you know very well. But I used to have presentations over the weekend. That's how I stopped supporting Man U, going to every match. I told myself, time will come and I will go. Not only to watch the match on TV, but to watch it at Old Trafford, when I can what? Afford. Are we together? But for now, what was important was for me to do my presentations. Many times if I have an opportunity over the weekend and I'm free, and they are playing, that's the time I go to the gym. I say, let me go to the gym as I'm watching the game, many times. But there's time for everything. There's time to be serious. You've seen people who don't respect time for everything. You've seen very successful people who vie to become members of parliament. You've seen them. But then they reach and they don't have academic papers. Now you wonder, all your youth, what were you doing? Why did you go back to school and complete this mess? You know what I'm talking about? Time for everything is very important. Delayed gratification. Number 5, the law of discipline. The law of discipline says that we do what you must do, even when you don't feel like doing it. Now, I wish I can change it to the law of suffering. Can you say the law of suffering? I think I'm beginning to fall in love with suffering. And suffering, I'm not talking about suffering in the literal meaning of it. Are we together? But honestly, there are times when I put my body into some situations that I'm like, but oh my goodness, this is too much. Are we together? There are times when I'm working, I'm pushing, I'm in meetings after meeting. Even when I reach home, I run for my computer and I'm training, then my wife is looking at me. Are we together? And I feel it is too much. Or I reach home probably at midnight and I go to the gym. I have a gym at home. Then she wonders. But over time, I've learned that sometimes your body, your system needs to get used to do things they must do. Are we together? And eventually, it adapts, becomes okay. It becomes what? Okay. You cannot be too comfortable all the time. Are we together? So you must do what you must do. Discipline is choosing the right over, is choosing to do what is right over what you want to do now. Choosing what is right. Like, I honestly have seen, like, these people who are making a lot of CVs. Oh my goodness. Even to just join the 500 CV club, it's not easy. You must sit on the phone, reply, do whatever, reply these customers, they call you, then those who are doing even more CVs. It is crazy. When I had a very big team and I was making a lot of money, like almost, I would clean up my messages, and after like maybe about another 1 hour or two, I already have another 200 chats, and another 200 chats, and another 200 chats like that. Are we together? Now, as a CEO, I'm experiencing that. Now in emails. Are we together? I get a lot of messages, but I also get a lot of emails that I must read, analyze, reply, like throughout. You know what I'm talking about? Despite the many other things I am doing. So basically, you must have the discipline to handle the success right when, now. That discipline is very important. Doing what you must do, even when you don't feel like doing it. We cannot do our feelings. We must do what is right. I used to be, when I was in my VAC of Senior 6, I used to go to a place called Bugala Study Center. It's a Catholic sect called Opus Dei. They're just right over there. So they practice the Catholicism of being like very strict and following the Bible, following the laws. I don't know, all these things. Many of these religions have those very serious sects. But one of the things we used to have, it was, what it was called? There was a doctrine called, I don't remember the doctrine, but they used to call it in simple terms, the miracle moment. The miracle what? Moment. Now this miracle moment said that every time you feel like your body is weak, are we together? What you do, take the plunge and dive in, for example. It said that If you're going to shower, how many of us have always wanted to shower cold water, and then you first put your finger, you put your leg like this, you put your nail or your hair, are we together? And according to them, that was dancing with the devil. Are we together? You are risking for the devil to tempt you not to shower. You are risking for the devil to tell you, na ye, you know what I'm talking about. Now, each time you're on a buffet, and you know you should not eat this food because it's not healthy. Are we together? And that idea crosses you. Just don't walk away. Run away. Every time you feel like take, I think most of you take soda here. Soda drinkers, put up your hand. Please let me not see you. Please let me not see you. Let me not even look there. And you're selling food supplements and you're taking soda. How? I made it very, very clear. In OQATA functions, there is no soda. Are we together? I hope no one has been dodging me. Sometimes we sit and argue about soda. How do we do soda? Are we together? So basically, every time you feel, and you see I will not go into details because I can even give so many examples, but every time you are doing something wrong, every time you are doing something what? Wrong. I think there is an angel that comes and warns you, don't do it. Am I talking to someone? Yes. Then there's a devil, maybe with big horns and black and what of you, that says, it's okay. So you are on it today, you are massaging it. Are we together? So that doctrine was telling us that every time you feel, because you always know, God always guides you, that you feel you're going to do something wrong, what you do, run away. And the reason why, according to them, we sin or we break the laws, it's because we stay long enough to dance with the what? With the devil. My wife had a habit of setting like 21 alarms. She wants to wake up at 6:30. She will put on 6, 601, 602, 603, and oh my goodness. Now, you don't want to be the one who is sleeping next to a person whose alarm is going on hour after every 1 hour. And I told her that I'm going to throw away that phone. Why are you dancing with the devil? It is 6, put the thing 6 and jump out of the bed and go and shower, cold water, and you go to work. Are we together? But how many of us have wanted to wake up early, then you press snooze? Only to wake up when it is the birds are the ones who wake you up. Tell them about discipline. Tell them about discipline. So this miracle moment, I can't say that I win all the time with it, but I think for me it was one of the valuable doctrines I learned from Opus Dei. That every time you feel that there's a warning that you should not do something wrong, gather all the energy and do what? Run away. Are we together? So every time, many times I honestly feel like I don't want to go to the gym. Now, I don't do the gym because to reduce my size, but I now want to reduce a little bit, and I've been reducing, but I go to the gym for my health. Because somehow, because of the workload I do, I need to sweat, I need endorphins, I need what? So there are times when I feel like, today. The moment I feel like that, that's when I jump onto the treadmill and I run. And before you know it, you get used and you eventually like it. Are we together? Now, point number 6 is the law of persistency. I love this one. This is a big universal law. The never give up attitude. Success is a test of endurance. Let us say it together. Success is a test of endurance. Success is about who wants it more. How much do you want it? Because you'll be what? Tested. And they always say, before the testimony, there's always the what? The test. Success is a test of what? Of endurance. Those of us who have joined us, you are most welcome. Congratulations. But if you are not ready to endure, you better quit right now. If you're not ready to be rejected, you better quit when? Now. Don't even lie to yourself. Don't even waste your transport tomorrow. Success is a test of what? Endurance. You recall, there's a niece of mine, my daughter. She's she was, I think, contesting at a point for Miss Tourism. She was one number two. She's like a sharp, brilliant girl. She's at King Caesar University. So I saw her videos, and she's a beauty queen, I think. I saw her videos and I said, this girl has something. Let me invite her. Brought her in, presented to her, and I gave it to, there's a girl called Ngabire. Ngabire something, a nice, small lady here. She sells good products. Now I said, Ngabire, you train this girl, and if she joins, that's going to be your sign up. She was happy and all that. And from the word go, of course, I'm the uncle, and when I give a decree, I give a decree. So she started recording videos. Restaurateur, omega-3, what of you? For about a month, honestly, I was seeing this girl posting and posting and posting and posting and posting. But then I told her that the moment your first customer buys, I'll pay for you what? A package. So that those points go under you. So she kept on. Now, but I was seeing her videos. Then I was wondering, how come she's not asking me to register her? Did she get her own money? I was wondering. But she's posting, and I look at the videos and I'm like, wow, like, there's something here. She's very expressional. It's only last week that she called me. She's like, hello, Uncle Elias. I'm like, hi. I've gotten my first sale. I'm very excited. After 1 month of posting daily, even more than I think, because she went viral according to me, maybe because I was following her, but I would see serious videos, all the time. Then she made the sale, and probably that will open her up to many sales. So if you're not ready to post, you're not ready to prospect, you're not ready to call people, and they are not coming, but you still believe that you'll make it, then you may be in the wrong what? Business. Tell them, but believe even when you don't see results. Banabagamba bintamye bikutamye bitya. This was also saying because you uko tyagwana okukowa. It can even take 3 months. Again, let us read together. Success is a test of endurance. Let us say together. Success is a test of endurance. And that's why we are going to, many people when they say testimonies, online warrior sales, online has sales. Then think they're going to make 1 video, 2 videos. And I'm not talking about 2 videos. You're going to make 100 videos and no one is calling you. And no one is doing what? Is calling you. Now, when you make your first sale, that's when you're going to know that success is a test of what? Endurance. We're very good at seeing other people's after. And the problem with the people who become successful, eventually once they endure and they get it, they realize there's no rocket science. All right? So they are right. They come and say, these things are easy. Yeah, it is easy. Easy. Endurance. I told you the story of Sheba. And there are some of these things that look like hobbies. When people are singing, for example, if you invited a musician, say, give us a cappella. They hold a microphone. And then they sing like a soprano at the bass. You're like, oh my goodness. It looks easy, right? It's not. Behind the results, there's a process. Tell them about a process. Tell them about there's a process. All these people you admire, we are soon going to do another recognition rally. All these people that we admire, the success is there, but there's a what? A process. Fall in love with the what? Process. Fall in love with the hustle. Are we together? That is very, very important. Otherwise, we normally look at people's after. I was with the Katongole of Quality Chemicals in the fellowship on Wednesday at Rotary. He's been voted as the Rotary International Director. He's the first, in the owner of Cipla Chemicals. He's the first African to hold that post. He's also been appointed by the president to become the chairman of Uganda Revenue Authority, and he sits on several other boards. So he woke up, he stood up to talk to us, and he told us his schedule. Maybe he must be out of the country. But basically, the guy is going to go to South Africa, then he goes, Johannesburg, then the following day Pretoria, then Washington, then London, then another place, then another place, like for 3 weeks. Then Addis Ababa, then he comes back home. Like, oh my goodness, it is crazy. Now, some people have never flown are saying, but now again, that one is flying. It's not fun. Are we together? It's crazy. So there's a whole process. So when you see him successful on every board, calling the shots into this country, calling the president, and the president picks up, there is a whole what? Process. How many of us want to call the president can pick up? Not Bobby Wine. Bobby Wine didn't even know I can call him. He'll pick up. Are you together? So you only fail when you stop. Tell them, you only fail when you stop. I want you to say, I will endure until I become successful. Tell yourself, every result has a process behind it. Every result has a process. There's a process. I was watching Schwarzenegger. Schwarzenegger, when he was doing Canon the Barbarian, probably some of you have heard his speech. The guy would do text after text after text after text. He said he was crawling on the floor until his arms started bleeding. Schwarzenegger. I was watching Lopez, Jennifer, when she was preparing for some concert with the Super Bowl. It's there on Netflix. One of the stunts she has to do was to like dance on a pole. And she was practicing it, and she did it over and over again until she got an injury around her ankle. I look at the energy these people put in. How many of us have seen Beyonce dancing? Like the level of energy she puts in. Are we together? For like 1 hour and a half or something, she's singing, she's dancing, she's shaking, she's jumping, she's doing all these things. You think you can do those exercises on stage like that? When you have been eating chips and chicken every day? No. Or to have the energy of the CDs and the Shibas. It's just when they're doing it, it looks like as if they're celebrities, they're enjoying it, it looks wow, but there's a what? A process. But there's a process. So winners are not smarter, they just last longer. Let us continue. Point number 7, the law of growth. I like this one here. I'm already out of time. Let me use 10 minutes. The law of growth says that, but I've delayed it because of Hassan's clicker. Success that is me taking a responsibility for myself, right? Breaking the law of responsibility. The law of success, no, success is not something you chase. Success is something you attract by becoming better. That's the law of growth. Let us repeat again. Success is not something you chase. Success is something you attract by becoming what? Better. There's a process that makes you better. That is how you become successful. You become better at doing your videos. You become better at replying customers. You become better at closing. You become better at explaining. You become better. One day I was in my office, and I think Nambia, Rachel, she had a customer outside there at my office. When I heard how this girl explains, she's humble, all that, and she's really, explaining, and those who had Uganda words. And I'm like, this is things like Chibuno, Ekinua. What is Chibuno? What is Ekinua? Like those, like basically, the words people say, and you just have to buy. Or even country manager Frank. Are we together? Hey. So these people have become better over time. So what was happening with my niece? She needed to become better over what? Over time. There are some people who do their videos, and I see them, they are very small, they are very tiny, but in their TikTok videos, they look big. There's the way they do it. There's this girl under Nambia, that Ketra girl. When I meet her every day, I think she's a small girl. She's like, you can tell that she's really young, she's a baby. But when you look at her TikTok, looks like a bit middle-aged. You get what I mean? So people have become very good at zooming themselves in and making sure they can do very, very good what? Videos. If you become better and work harder, you will succeed more. But you must be working what? Harder. Are we together? So you must become better. Better. You must keep growing in 3 dimensions. Number 1, mental growth. Can you say mental growth? Mental growth. You must grow in your thinking. You cannot remain the same and attract more success. So, how you think determines what you believe and how you act. I'm so inspired by Hamis Chigolo. Not because of his riches, but how he got that trench. Like, he makes us look as if we are doing nothing. That trench has been there for a long period of what? Of time. Mwara. I don't know how tell about thinking. How he got the whole idea. I don't know who he went to. Maybe his friend Chimina. So Chimina was expecting a very serious deal, probably. And the other people doing a business, cleaning the mwara, picking scrap from the mwara, stealing our phones and they hide behind the mwara. There's another who is saying, I can build a building on top of this what? Mwara. What you believe. Story has it, Haruna used to be our landlord. That one of Haruna Towers. Story has it that Haruna, and I don't know how their father is called Segawa, I don't know how he raised these children. It must have been in a very good way. By the age of 27, that's when he was building Haruna Towers. And he was fresh from university. At how old? 27. The other area is skill. Can you say skill? In the brackets, ability. When you improve in skill, you become better at what you do. How many of us know that in videos there's money? Put up your hand if you know in videos there's money. Put up your hand straight and up. How many of us know that in videos there's money if you're in OQATA? Now, are we taking an effort to become better at making them? Are we together? Becoming better at what? At making them. There are apps people use. If you are still saying you do your videos and you apply edits for you, you are in trouble. Tell them you're in trouble. You do your videos and say chimera, but you are in trouble. You must reach a level whereby you are 1,000,000 times better than who? Chimera. Like honestly, for example, I didn't study computer science. I didn't know how to do PowerPoint. But right now I'm an expert with PowerPoint because it's something I need. When I started, when I became a CEO of this company here, I knew that as a CEO, I needed to learn Excel. I needed to learn principles of accounting. I had to go back and study them on YouTube, of course. And I would go back every day and I make sure I get like 1 hour with Sharon. She teaches me. Because I needed it. Are we together? There are some skills we need, and I don't know whom we are waiting for, but you really need it. Number 3, knowledge. Can you say knowledge? That is learning. What you know expands what you can do. What you know expands what you can do. I've told you before that Frank Tumebaze is not a medical doctor. In fact, it's when we said, Frank, you need to hit your targets and all that, he went and started studying the products. Are we together? Studying the what? The products. Now, anyone, up to now, even me, I consult him. Yet when we are formulating them, I sit on the board or with the scientists. But I go back, Frank, they are against it. Because he studied it. And no wonder he's making the CVs. I think of the people who are making the CVs, they are making the one who is making them because he's really knowledgeable on the products is Frank. Some people are knowledgeable with making videos, some good at closing, but there are people who are really knowledgeable in the products, and one of them is Frank Tumebaze. Knowledgeable in the business. I told you how I was grasping for a long time. It's when I started reading books on network marketing knowledge that I was able to become what? Successful. So look at those 3 areas and ask yourself, have I grown mentally? Have I grown in skill? Have I grown in what? In ability. There are people who do big things and you wonder, it's just what? They have grown in their mindset. They don't believe in impossible things. They believe in big things. Number 8, the law of association. You become who you spend your time with. Show me your circle and I'll show you your future. Environment shapes behavior. Your circle either stretches you or shrinks you. Who is your best friend at OQATA? Are we together? You are failing, they're also failing. You are birds of the same feather flocking. How? Together. You better flock with other what? Birds. Choose some. The one who always brings you a gocha. Change your circle. Tie yourself. Tie yourself on the people who have results, even if they are not in your team. Tell them, teach me. Show me. You had Senkadwa how he said, Farida, you must teach me. They are not applied, they are not downline. He says, you must teach me. I'll tie myself on you until you teach me. You know what I'm talking about? Environment. By then, some people say, it's because they want to be in the same what? Same circles. So even you can tie yourself on them. And slowly you become one of them. The law of focus. Focus is the ability to direct your energy consistently in one direction over time. Let us read this together. Focus is the ability to direct your energy consistently in one direction over time. Focus is what is killing many of us. Even in this industry of MLM, it's very hard to find people who have been focused on one company. Are we together? People have been focused on one particular skill. One of the worst things you can ever do to yourself, especially those of you who are beginning to make money, is when you become a jack of all trades. And I don't understand it. You're making your money here at OQATA, they're telling you turn Kawaka salon, now you have a salon. They tell you go to a border, you have a border. Then you have a boutique here, and you think that you're Chikuba. You're not Chikubaing anywhere. You're a businesswoman, you're not a man, you're not what? An entrepreneur. An entrepreneur focuses on one industry and they do a very good job and stay there over a period of what? Of time. That's when you conquer an industry. Are we together? Don't want you to just do business. I want you to conquer what? Industries. You become so good and known in that industry. And there's no industry that cannot make you rich. I've given you a very good example of a salon called Sparkles. They're everywhere. Are we together? Salon industry, but this person said, I'll focus. Now, you have a salon. Instead of expanding and making the salon bigger so that you can now start serving bigger clients, you now buy a border. Small business, another small what? Business. You have a border. Instead of saying, okay, let me become a king in the transport industry, buy another border, and buy another border, buy another border. Understand the game. Probably grow in the industry. Buy Uber, buy another Uber, buy another Uber. Maybe buy taxis. There are people who might have like 100 taxis. Those are the people who are in the industry. Am I talking to someone? But you are doing this, you are doing this, you are doing this, you are doing this, you are doing this. Oh my goodness, until when? I know of someone, many people, Ugandans make this mistake. And I was giving a talk one day on this. You are doing very well in business, then you pick money out of the business, which is supposed to give you cash flow, then you buy a land in zero way. You get what I mean? If that's not your main what? Business. Why can't you keep that money in the game? Keep the money playing. Keep the money doing what? Playing. Then before you know it, instead of expanding in Zimbabwe, they say, now it's Sorochihe. I come from there. There's a garden. You buy the garden. You know what I'm talking about? By the way, those are the small mistakes Africans we have kept on making. There are things we believe in. They're not taking us anywhere, but it's the way things have always been what? Done. It's the way things have always been what? Done. There are some habits we have to outgrow. Are we together? For us to progress. Otherwise, the people with the most cash are Africans. Africans who don't depend on loans. A person who has land, it is their land. One who has a house, it's their house. One who has a car, it's their what? Car. Are we together? So we are generally rich, but we don't multiply our incomes. So the law of focus says, stay consistent. I want you to imagine, you stayed in OQATA for the next 10 years, and you're doing it with intentionality. How far would you be? Imagine you stay with OQATA for 20 years. Imagine you stay with OQATA for 30 what? Years. Me, I always wonder, and this is going to happen. What if I be serious until I am 60 years? How far can I go? You know what I'm talking about. So when you attach a long-term goal towards your success, eventually you become very, very, very serious. Some of you are seeing it on your TikTok. You start today and no one is liking you. Before you know it, you start becoming like a small brand. And now you can post and you get likes, even if probably they didn't buy, but they still like. Are we together? Most people are not failing because they don't. Most people are not failing because they don't stay focused long enough to win. Yes, most people are failing. The word is not. Most people are failing because they don't stay focused enough long enough to win. That's where the problem is, the law of what? Of focus. But now let us go to the last law, which is the law of, what do they call it? Okay. Let me just talk about the time factor here. Now, in the law of focus, the time factor is very important. Focus is not about intensity, it is about duration. Can you say duration? Duration matters. How long have you been focused? Does what? Matters. How long have you been what? Focused. There's the owner of St. Lawrence Schools is called Umlindwa, right? How long has he been in that business? Long enough. Are we together? Long enough. So there's no reason why I would not be successful in multi-level marketing. This is what I've known all my life. I joined as a vacist. Are we together? And I've kept on doing it. I've been studying all these stages for, I don't know, for the last 16 years. I've been reading books for the last 16 years. All I know is multi-level marketing. If you get my phone and you say the most Googled thing, it is things to do with network marketing. Are we together? If you told me to speak on any subject of multi-level marketing, I will. Are we together? I will quickly do it. Because I do it. Now, the scripts have even made it worse. Imagine every day I have to produce a script for you to read. So that is so much knowledge in one area. For sure. Why would I not become successful? You know what I'm talking about? Why would I not? So, tell neighbor focus. Tell neighbor focus. Hey, I told you about hardware world. There's a hardware called Hardware World. Hardware World, they were celebrating their 20 years. And they were saying they had begun in Canary as a small hardware. For 20 years, they have been focused on that thing. Why wouldn't they become successful? Ngavirano, Capital Shoppers, is owning those buildings, those twin towers at where? At Zambia. Story has it, he started as a small shop, and now he has many branches. Why not? He has been around for how many years? All those years. Or the same thing. Why wouldn't he become successful? Okay, lastly, the law of action. The law of what? Of action. I've taken long. At the end of the day, results come from doing. Come from what? Doing. Are we together? Your results, you get results from action. The intensity factor is important. Intense action creates success, not just passive what? Action. So at the end of the day, we must work very hard. Are we together? Activity. Tell them activity. Tell them activity. Hey, you must be doing. Send out all those videos, record those videos, call prospects, reply their messages, do whatever. Go back home so that if your wife says, Kulika yo mami, indeed you because you have worked. The Baganda, when you greet them, they can say, Jevareko. Then they tell you, Ejiriwa. Are we together? That means they have not done what? Worked. Because Jevareko means Jevareko Jokola, right? Jevareko Jokola. So you should be working. So when they say Jevareko, others say when you say Jevareko, they say Tukolera Dala. Have you heard those ones? Yeah. When someone says Jevareko, say Tukola, to the business, Tukola. Are we together? Hey, you should feel like that. So success requires above average activity. Above average activity. Tell your neighbor, outwork your neighbor, and that neighbor is you. Tell them, outwork me. Others are going to say competition is not healthy. Who has told you? Are we together? Outwork your neighbor. If someone is posting 2 videos per day, make 3. It's good to measure, not to hate, but it's good to measure, isn't it? You get someone who is serious, and then this is a trick I used when I was whatever. I got people who are serious in the business, and the top one was called Kobonga at that time. I said, I'm going to compete with these guys silently. The time they wake up, I try to wake up earlier. The energy they use, I try to use more. Are we together? And I loved him. I didn't even tell him that we were competing, but I said, that guy has what I want. How many of us know someone who has what they want? Put up your hand. There's someone who has what you want. What you do, make them your competition. Make them your competition. And say, I want to do more than they are doing. I want right now everyone to do, in terms of CV production, to do more than Nambuya. Are we together? How does she videos? How many of them? How many are there?